Hi all, welcome to Concept-Wise Learning Hub. In today's session, we will solve some important UGC NET previous year questions from the topic Learners, Characteristics and Individual Differences. While discussing each question, we will not only identify the correct answers but also understand why the other options are incorrect. This approach will help you eliminate wrong answers in the actual UGC NET exam. So let's begin. Our first question is which of the following best characterizes adolescent learners? Option A is highly emotional stability. Option B is strong peer influence. Option C is fully developed self concept. And option D is complete self direction in learning. So, here the correct option is option B strong peer influences. During adolescence, students spend more time with their friends and classmates. They seek acceptance, approvals, and recognition from their peer groups. Their behavior, dressing style, opinions, and even career choice are often influenced by their friends. Therefore, peer influence is one of the strongest characteristics of adolescent learners. So now let's analyze the other options. Option A, high emotional stability. This is incorrect. Adolescence is often called the storm and stress period because teenagers experience frequent mood swings due to rapid physical, emotional, and hormonal changes. They are emotionally sensitive rather than emotionally stable. So next option C, that is fully developed self-concept. This is also incorrect. During adolescence, students are still trying to understand themselves. Their identity, confidence and self-image continue to develop throughout this stage. A fully developed self-concept is generally seen in adulthood. The next is option D, that is complete self-driven in the self-direction in learning. This is also an incorrect option because adolescents still need guidance from teachers and parents. Complete self-directed learning is a characteristic of adult learners. Next question is according to Jean Piaget, adolescents are in which stage of cognitive development? A. Sensory motor, B. Pre-operational, C. Concrete operational and D. Formal operational. So here the answer is option D, that is formal operational stage. According to Piaget, adolescence enters the formal operational stage from around 12 years onwards. In this stage, learners develop abstract thinking, logical reasoning, hypothetical thinking, problem solving abilities. They can think beyond concrete facts and analyze situations logically. So we can analyze the incorrect options. Option A is sensory motor. This stage belongs to children from birth to 2 years. Learning occurs through senses and physical actions. There is no abstract thinking at this stage. Next, option B, pre-operational stage. This stage belongs to children between 2 to 7 years. Children develop language and imaginations but cannot think logically. So this stage does not apply to adolescents. Next is option C, that is concrete operational. This stage belongs to children between 7 to 11 years. Children can think logically only but concentrates objects and real situations. Abstract thinking develops only in the next stage. Next question is the concept of andragogy is associated with A. Jean Piaget, B. B.F. Skinner, C. Malcolm Knowles, and D. Lev Vygotsky. So here the correct answer is option C, that is Malcolm Knowles. Andragogy means the art and science of helping adult learners. Malcolm Knowles explained that adults are self-directed, experience-based learners, goal-oriented, and problem-centered learners. That is why he is known as the father of andragogy. So let's see why the other options are incorrect. Jean Piaget. Piaget is associated with the theory of cognitive development. He explained two children singing develops through 4 stages. He did not introduce andragogy. Next is option B, that is B.F. Skinner. Skinner develops the theory of operant conditioning. According to him, learning occurs through reinforcement and punishment. His work is related to behavior modification, not adult learning. Next is Lev Vygotsky. He proposed the social constructivism theory. He introduces concepts like zone of proximal development, scaffoldings. These are related to social learning, not andragogy. So here the correct option is option C, that is Malcolm Knowles. Next question is individual difference among learners are primarily due to A. Only hereditary, B. Only environment, C. Interaction of hereditary and environment, D. Teaching methods alone. So here the correct option is option C, that is interaction of hereditary and environment. Every learner is unique because development depends on both hereditary and environment. Hereditary means which includes inherent traits like intelligence, physical characteristics and certain abilities, and environment which includes family, school, teachers, society, culture and learning experiences. Both these factors work together to shape an individual's personalities and learning ability. So let's see why the other options are incorrect. Only hereditary. This option is incorrect because inherent traits alone cannot determine a person's overall development. Even a highly intelligent child needs a supportive environment to develop fully. Next is option B, that is only environmental. This option is also incorrect. A good environmental helps learning, but inherent abilities also influence performance. So, environment cannot explain individual differences. Next is teaching methods alone. D. Option D. Teaching methods certainly affects learning, but they are only one environmental factors. Even if all students are taught using the same teaching methods, they perform differently because every learner has different intelligence, aptitude, motivation, interest, and background. Therefore, teaching method alone cannot explain individual differences. Next question is which characterizes is most appropriate for adult learners? Option A, dependent on teacher. Option B, external motivation. Option C, experience based learning. And option D is need for constant supervision. So here the correct option is option C, that is experience based learning. According to Malcolm Knowles Andragogy theory, adults already possess rich life and work experience. They learn best when they can connect new knowledge with this experience. For example, an experienced bank employee attending a finance course understands concepts better by relating them to real life banking situations. That is why adult learners is experience based. So let's see why the other options are incorrect. So option A, that is dependent on teacher. This is incorrect because adult learners are self-directed learners. Unlike school students, adults prefer taking responsibility for their own learning instead of depending completely on the teachers. Next option is external motivation. This is also incorrect. Adults are mainly driven by internal motivation such as career growth, promotion, personal development, or acquiring new skills. Next is option D, need for constant supervision. This option is incorrect because adults are independent learners. They usually do not require continuous monitoring or supervision. Instead, they prefer guidance only when necessary. Next question is adolescents are more motivated by A. Long term career goal, B. Abstract ideas only, and C. Peer approval and recognition, and option D is self evaluation. So, here the correct option is option C, that is pre approval and recognition. During adolescence, students want to accept and appreciated by their friends and classmates. Recognition from teachers and peers increase their confidence and motivation. Therefore, peer approval is one of the strongest motivation factors during adolescence. So let's see why other options are wrong. So option A is long-term career goal. This is incorrect because adolescents generally focus on immediate achievements like good marks, appreciation, or popularity. Long-term career goal becomes strong during adulthood. Next is option B, that is abstract ideas only. Although adolescents begin to think abstractly during Piaget's formal operational stage, their motivation is not based only on abstract ideas. The next is self-evaluation. Self-evaluation develops gradually. However, adolescents still depend heavily on feedback from parents, teachers, and peers. Therefore, peer recognition is a stronger motivation. Next question is, which of the following is not a nature of individual difference? Option A, universal. Option B, quantitative and qualitative. Option C, completely unchangeable. And option D is influenced by hereditary and environment. So here the correct option is option C, that is completely unchangeable, because this statement is not true. Individual difference can change over time through education, training, practice, and experience. Therefore, they are not completely fixed. Why? Let's see why the other options are incorrect. First, A is universal. Universal, this is true statement. Individual differences exist in every classroom and among all learners. No two learners are exactly alike. Next is quantitative and qualitative. This is also correct. Some differences can be measured like intelligence or achievements. Others are qualitative, such as personality, interest, and attitude. Next is influenced by hereditary and environment. This is also correct. Learner's development depend on the combined influence of the inherited traits and environmental factors. Our next question is, adult learners learn best when A. Content is theory heavy, B. Learning is teacher controlled, C. Learning is problem centered, and D. Rote memorization is encouraged. Here the correct option is option C, that is learning is problem centered. Adults prefer learning that helps to solve real life problems. They immediately ask, how can I apply this knowledge in the my work life situations? Therefore, practical learning is much more effective than theoretical learning. Next, we can analyze why the other options are wrong. The first option is content is theory heavy. This option is wrong because adults do not prefer lengthy theoretical explanation. They want practical applications and real life examples. And next option B is learning is teacher controlled. Because it is, this option is also incorrect because adults prefer self-directed learning. Teacher acts as a facilitator rather than controlling every learning activity. Next is option D, that is rote memorization. Adults generally dislike memorizing facts without understanding. They prefer understanding concepts and apply them in practical situations. Next question. Which of the following is an educational implication of individual difference? Option A is same instruction for all learners. Option B is competitive ranking only. Option C is differentiated instruction. And option D is ignoring learners' background. And here the correct option is option C, that is differentiated instructions. Since every learners have different abilities, interests, learning style and backgrounds, teachers should adapt their teaching methods to meet these diverse needs. This approach is called differentiated instruction. It ensures that every learner gets an opportunity to learn effectively. So let's discuss why the other options are incorrect. Option A, that is same instructions for all learners. This is incorrect because all students do not learn in the same way. Using one teaching method for every learner ignores individual differences. And option B is competitive ranking only. Competition may motivate some learners, but it cannot address the different learning needs for every student. Education should focus on learning, not only ranking students. And option D is ignoring learners' background. This option is completely against learner-centered education. A student's family, culture, language, and socio-economic background significantly influence learning. Teachers should understand these differences rather than ignoring them. Our next question is assertion and reasoning. Assertion: adolescents are emotionally unstable compared to adults. And reason is adolescence is marked by rapid physical and psychological changes. So let's analyze the assertion first. The assertion says that adolescents are emotionally unstable compared to adults. This statement is correct. During adolescence, students experience frequent mood swings, emotional sensitivity, anxiety, and confusion. This stage is often called the storm and stress period. Now let's look at the reason. The reason state that adolescence is marked by rapid physical and psychological changes. This statement is also correct. During adolescence, hormonal changes, physical growth, emotional development, and social adjustments occur simultaneously. These rapid changes directly lead to emotional instability. Therefore, the reason correctly explains the assertion. So, hence, the correct option is option A, that is, both A and R are true, and R explains A. Our next question assertion is adult learners prefer self-directed learning. Reason is adults bring prior experience and clear goals to learning situations. So let's evaluate the assertion. Adult learners prefer self-directed learning. This statement is true. Adults like to take responsibility for their own learning instead of depending completely on teachers. Now the reason: adults already possess life experience and clear learning objectives. This statement is also true because of these experience and goals. Adults know what they need to learn and why they need to learn it. Therefore, the reason correctly explains the assertion. So, the correct option is option A, that is both A and R are true, and R explains A. Our next question assertion is individual differences are found in all classrooms, and reason is learners differ in intelligence, aptitude, personality, and background. So here the assertion says that every classroom has learners who are different from one another. This is absolutely true. No two learners are exactly alike. Now, the reason: learners differ in intelligence, aptitude, personality, interest, attitude, family background, and learning style. The statement is also true. These difference explains why every classroom is diverse. Therefore, both statements are true, and the reason correctly explains the assertion. So, here the correct option is option A, that is both A and R are true, and R explains A. Next question is assertion adolescents are capable of abstract thinking, and reason is they are in concrete operational stage. So here the assertion says that adolescents can think abstractly. This statement is true. They can solve hypothetical problems, analyze situation, and think logically. Now the reason. The reason says that adolescence belongs to concrete operational stage. This statement is false. According to Jean Piaget, adolescence belongs to the formal operational stage, not the concrete operational stage. Therefore, assertion is true and reason is false. So the correct option is option C, that is A is true and but R is false. Next question is match the learners with their characteristics. The column A gives the different type of learners and column B gives the characteristics. We have to match the column A and column B. So first, adolescence. The correct match is peer influence because adolescents are strongly influenced by their friends and classmates. So one is A. And the second is adult learners. The correct match is self-directed. Adults take responsibility for their own learning. So B is 2 is B. And next the individual difference. The correct option is variation among learners. Not two learners are exactly alike. So option 3 is C, and option 4, that is andragogy, adult learning theory. Andragogy means adult learning theory. It was proposed by Malcolm Knowles. So option 4 is D. With this, we have completed the PYQs, MCQs, assertion and reasoning questions and matched the following from learners' characteristics and individual differences. These questions cover the concepts that are most frequently tested in UGC NET examinations. If your concepts are clear, you will be able to solve even unfamiliar questions with confidence. If you found the sessions helpful, please like, share and subscribe to Concept-Wise Learning Hub. Clear concept for smarter studies. If you have any doubts, please comment below. Thank you for watching and see you in next class.